Hi everyone, and welcome to my first ever sketchbook tour. This is my sketchbook. It is art creation brand. It's like 5 years at my local stationery store, so that is nice. It's just plain black. It has this thing around. I put a sticker on it of a bunny, and then the date that I started it and the date that I ended it. So this sketchbook spans almost a year and a half, which is quite a long time. This is not all the art I've done in that time, but it is, especially towards more the end of this period, the majority of it, I would say. I draw in this largely people. It's always where I draw the most, and a little fan art for like podcasts and things, I think, is my main shtick. Yeah, so let's get into it. Right, we started here, the 20th of June, 2019, just a little drawing that I did. Most of these, I would say, are, like, from reference pictures. I'll tell you if it's original or whether I used a reference, but for most of it, I used a reference. I had the balls to start on this actual first page with my first drawing, which I normally never do because that's, like, scary. But I did it in this one, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. There's a sketch of Juno Steel that I don't like how it turned out. I did this later, for sure. And then this drawing of like a wood elf of some kind that I did also in June 2019. Here are some sketches, like character concepts for Magnus Burnside's and his wife Julia Burnside's from the Adventure Zone. Here I wrote down my work schedule, and me being upset that I had to use this to write down my work schedule. Then I did some gesture practice sketches, also with Magnus Burnsides from the Adventure Zone. This is a drawing I did from a picture that Hazel Hayes posted on her Instagram, I think. This was me trying to figure out the reading rush of 2019, so this would have been July. Miscellaneous sketches, one that I don't like that much. More miscellaneous sketches, but I don't mind this page. Messing around with paints, another drawing that I don't like much. Another drawing that I don't like much, and then I tried to make like a portrait of my grandfather. This would have been a bit later because this was just after he passed away, and I wanted to like draw him, but I'm not super happy with how it turned out either. This is, I think, the first illustration or full painting that I did with my paints I still use a lot there. These acrylic paints, they were also extremely cheap, €4 at Honda. One of my best investments because I really like the way they work. This is not the best painting I've done with them, but it's alright. And this is my first one that I really like, probably, in this. I, with those same paints, did this painting of Apollo, also from a reference picture. And then I sketched, I think also from references, I'm not 100% sure, not all of them I don't think, some Greek mythology figures. So Medusa, Medea, Atalanta, Achilles. This was me trying to do like a bit of a more simplistic style. These are two of my OCs. And then in a similar style, this is from a reference picture. This is a page of sketches I quite like. It's references or doodles for Death by Dying, a podcast that I would highly recommend. It's only 5 episodes. So this is a scene from episode 2 where OW goes to meet up with Angel's Death and the Bottom-Eyed Raven. And these are some sketches of like more conceptualized sketches for funsies. This is a sketch. Probably did it from a reference, quite like how I like the cross-hatching. And this is a poem that my grandfather translated from German to Dutch. So this is the Dutch version, and then I translated to English. This is the Draw This in Your Style challenge. Guess I don't really know what we're about. It's kind of like a Venetian-inspired situation. Oh, this was my first ever time drawing Jonathan Sims from the Magnus Archive. This is a drawing I still quite like. I think that lines here are a bit tacky and they look a bit dumb. They don't add anything. But other than that, just like John himself and like the scene of it, it's quite nice. Then here I did little icons for each of the fairs also from the Magnus archives. Yeah, I think those turned out alright. Some of them I like the Lonely and the Stranger and the Vast, I think, the most. And then I think the Buried was a very fun concept, but it doesn't read well on an icon as small as this is. This is some Alice Oseman fan art. This is from a picture that Alice posted. I just kind of redid it. And then this is the arc from I Was Born for This. This is some character, what does he look like, situation for Alex Cameron Diaz from Red, White and Royal Blue. Here I did the 10 minutes, 1 minute, 10 seconds like self-portrait thing. It looks a bit silly now. I don't even really like the 10 minutes version I did. But that's fine. We tried it. And this is some studies. I don't know if I'd call it studies. Some sketches of Achilles. This is really hard. I really find it hard to draw like strong expressions. So this was a trial in that. This was me trying out how watercolors would work in the sketchbook. And this is a picture I found in, I think, a book that I got from a second-hand store. And I just stuck it in there because it seemed fun. This was me trying to think of classes I would like to do in Birmingham when I went on exchange, but that didn't happen because of COVID. This is a John again from the Magnus archives. I think I kind of overdid this bit. Like, I think the letters here look very bad and I should have left that out. Whatever. Trisha Martin. This is one of my favorite scenes of, what is that? Season 3, I think, the finale. Which, I guess, spoilers. I don't think you see anything in that. Then I wanted to draw some of the other archival crew. The Becerra, Tim, Sasha, and Daisy. Oh, this one I found very fun, actually, because what I did, I drew the Art Boys from Alice Oseman's I Was Born for This, and I saw someone have a drawing on Tumblr of Jimmy that looked kind of like this, and then I tried to mimic their style and kind of extrapolate Alistair and Rowan from their style, Jimmy. And then what I did, I should do this more often. I've done it a few more times, but not like often enough. I should do this more. And then I drew kind of an improved, well, I don't know if it's improved, but a new version of that. Not looking at the original picture, but only at this version. So then I came to like this, in which I actually like Jimmy the least, but I think these Lister and Rowan turned out quite well. This is the OG archival staff, and some messing about with colours and painting a little bit of a John, and then John season 1 versus season 5. Thought that was fun. This was a list of LGBTQ books that I had read or wanted to read. I was going to do a video, I think, for Pride. So this would have been June, maybe May. Me drawing Juno Steele for the first time, and I looked at like all different kinds of fan art from how other people draw him, and then kind of settled on largely how I draw him. I think I draw him a bit squatter now, like more square faced. But you'll see enough of my poor Juno Steele. Which I mean, go listen to the Penumbra. It's a great podcast. Do it. Both these coloring jobs are horrible. This is one of my D&D characters. His name is Rin. I love him very much. These are all 3 of my D&D characters, which I'm gonna explain a bit more about just because I love them so much. This is Kayla Delmarev. She's a barbarian pirate, Dragonborn. I only got to play for a few sessions, but I'd like to bring her back for like a one-shot or something, because she was fun. Rin is my main boy, like I love him the most. He is an elven sorcerer. He's very chaotic and likes hitting things. He's quite young and dumb, and I adore him. He has a little phoenix as a familiar. Its name is Pip, and Rin would defend it with his life. There's Reza, the character that I'm currently playing. They're a human ranger. They're quite chill. They're a bit more of the mom friend and a bit more responsible, which makes them nice as a person, but more boring to play than Rin. And this is their familiar, Footsworth. He's a maned wolf. This was me looking into masters. That's not that relevant. This is me making notes for a meeting with my career advisor. And this is a painting that is one of my favorite. This is a painting of Rin, who I just told you about. As he's a few years older, you can see Pip is much bigger and his hair's a bit longer, I think, and he's not wearing his gloves anymore, so his scars are out. And he's ready to take over the world. This is not a meeting, but like, this is a picture I did from reference. This one I also quite like. I did this from sketches that Julia Lapiti posted on her Twitter, I think. So she did kind of a similar like perspective tilt thing for an episode. This was, by the way, this is a date, the 1st of July 2020. So we're about halfway through. We're already like in July, so you can tell how much more I've used the sketchbook like the last few months. So I played with that sketch that she posted and then decided to make it back to those archives by adding Michael. This was me planning out my mural that I did on my bedroom wall, which I made a video about. To-do list. This is me trying to write with my right hand and then draw with my right hand, which drawing actually works out quite well. This was in July still. I was doing a little bit of a self-portrait tryout, like in a very simplistic style, and I really like these. These are little miniature paintings I did from some Dixit cards that I have. Sketch of, again, my D&D characters. Reza and Footsworth. And I wanted to play around with like how complicated is their armor really? Figure out like what are they actually like bringing with them, what's in their inventory, what weapons and stuff are they carrying, how much of a ridiculous amount is it? Over in here in the corner, because he has like no physical weapons. It's very funny. Then this was a Try This in Your Style that ABD Illustrates did. This is a to-do list and just a little sketch. Here this was a day where my friend and I did this thing where we got drawing prompts and then we drew for 15 minutes. So there's I think 4 of those. This one, the prompt was Diva in the Playground. A bit silly. This prompt was a portrait of a monk. This was from a reference picture that we pulled up. This was not. Then we had 2 characters standing close enough to kiss without ever touching. So I did a Pip and Rooney from Alice Oseman's Loveless. And this was portrait of a cold-eyed assassin, what I didn't really do, but I drew a Juno from the Soul of the People episode, because I like hurting myself. And this is where my Juno Steel art, I think, really goes through the roof, and it becomes perhaps mainly Juno Steel. There's some iterations of that dress from season 3, the first episode, Man in Glass. Perhaps I should stay... Spoilers? Yeah, I think the next few are episodes for the beginning of season 3 of Juno. When there's spoilers, I'll put up on the screen, like, for what episode. These are Juno and Peter through the ages. So this was a Duke Rose and Dahlia Rose situation where Juno's not having a good time, but Peter's happy. This one I like much more. The drawing at least, which is Man in Glass, where Juno's just trying his best, and some more that dress. These are some thumbnailing sketches for Hyperion and Second Citadel landscape drawings, which I did over here. this is a painting of Hyperion. And then we have the second citadel over here. And I especially really like, you can't really tell because of the angle, but well, you can tell. I like the contrasting colors and stuff like that. They're all very simple, but I do really like how these turned out. This is just some sketches of animal skulls. All of these are dog skulls, I believe. This is a little good luck note my roommate sketched for me. Another meeting notes, and this little sketch I did from just a photograph. Quite like how it turned out, especially with the background, like the bleeding through of the alcohol markers. Because here I did a little alcohol marker fist from a reference photo, and then this side is a little sketch. I really don't like how this background turned out, but the rest of it I quite like. Of Mag01 anglerfish. These are some of my original characters from a story I'm working on called Perfectly Poisonous. It's a dark academia set in Paris, at university. Yeah, can you guess which one of them dies? Then these I also both quite like. This is a Karuna Conversations thing I did because I, especially over summer, saw a lot of people doing things like this where they have conversations where someone is upstairs, either through a window or on a balcony, and someone's sitting downstairs and just have like hour-long conversations, and I thought it was very fun, so I wanted to draw that. This is a little portrait drawing I did from a picture. These I would really like. You can't really see this properly with the glare. Let's see. So that's another man in glass. Shot from Dancing in That Dress, and again, Juno's expression is lovely. This is a watercolor thing I did also from a picture somewhere, and I feel kind of mad about how it turned out, but I really loved working on this. Like, I had a very good time coloring this specifically. Some cow people over here, alcohol marker, another meeting, notes, and a tiny wren because some Reza, like gesture drawing practice. It's October at this point. And we're going to start a little project. First we have another drawing of Reza with fresh work. Then I started a fun little project where I re-listened to Juno Steel, the whole Pronomer podcast, but for all the Juno Steel episodes, I wanted to make one drawing of a scene that I think either reflected or it was my favourite, or just one that I think would be fun to draw. So a lot of what you'll see after this is Juno. So this is Juno Steel and the Murderous Mask, and then Juno and Peter, and then Smart for the Cameras Rex. There's Juno Steel and the Prince of Mars when Juno eats the Martian pill. I wanted to try out like some more expressions, so my main goal. Not super happy with this one, but it's fine. A little city alleyway drawing, line art. Juno Steel and the Day That Wouldn't Die. Juno, Nick, and Sasha. This coloring is lacking, but I do think that the poses kind of reflect the characters, and that was largely what I was going for. And then Juno Steel and the Midnight Fox, Steel, the wife cannot know about this. Valis Vicky. This one I really like the coloring, these purples, I think worked out well. I did try to do the background with watercolor first, and then decided to actually do alcohol markers, so this looks a bit fucky, but otherwise I'm quite happy with it. There's another exchange planning, because I'm planning to go on exchange next year. Who knows if that's going to happen, but that's what this was planning for. This is one of my favorites. This is Juno Steel and a Train from Nowhere. This is Peter going, Juno, turn away please. I'm going to stab Mr. Angstrom to death now. And like his delivery on that is very good, but I had a very good time drawing this. I think it turned out quite well. This was me drawing along with a draw class and also doing some characters. This has some sketches. This was me first trying to think of how to draw Kayla Dominarev from whenever I did that 3D&D characters thing. And on the back there's sketch of Juno from the final resting place. And I was getting kind of upset because I really like the way this sketch turns out, because I don't like what I originally finally did for that. But then I found out that the eye's on the wrong place because it's his right eye. So it's not like useful anyway, so it's fine. And I did this like on Halloween, I'm pretty sure. This is from a photo I saw on Tumblr, drawing of like a little baby werewolf, and I thought that's cute. I can run with that and extrapolate again to do 3 excellence with Baby Frankenstein. If fucking Victor Frankenstein had been a good dad, we could have had this. I got something on this, I don't know what, but a baby mummy and a baby vampire. So no, these were like thumbnails for this drawing that I don't actually like how I did it in the end. For Peter and Raven, Age of Brahma. I did 2 for the final resting place, because I allowed myself to cheat. So this one is the concierge in the beginning, saying, if you wish to turn back, the traveler, now is your chance. The texture on this looks really bad, but I quite like the design of it, so I should maybe redo it. Another one I don't really quite like. I don't like either of these. A lot of writing on the sketches. This is Juno still in the final resting place. And this was a bad drawing of me trying to draw the Newsday style. Only David turned out well. And then me trying that again with marginally better results. And this is an OC for the second Citadel. Now we're in season 2 of Juno. It's November by this point. And this is also another one that I quite like. This is Juno stealing a kitty cat caper. With Juno, Rita, and Miss King, I believe she's called. The 2 kitties. Then we have Juno stealing the lesson learned. This is a meeting. This is they're planning some Juno things. Sketch. This is a 30-minute drawing challenge, also from Drawfee, where I did all of this in just 30 minutes. I can't really show you that. Oh, there you go. I quite like this. Kind of funny. Trench Dresser and Lancet Damien from the second Citadel. Just a sketch. 2 more sketches I don't really like, but I enjoyed doing them. Sketch I think turned out quite well. Also just from a picture. And then Juno stealing the Dragon's Den. I changed something about the angle and I don't know what I did. This is another one of my favorites. It's Juno and Rita in front of the dragon in that. This is a baby Juno and Ben Zeiton playing, as also set in the Dragon's Den, but it's just a sketch. Rest in peace, Ben Zeiton. These are some OCs, kind of trying to think of what they would look like. Juno stealing the Stolen City, Rita and Juno, and Agent Blue. Then I have a few spreads that are just gesture drawing practice, because I found this was in December, I found out the website Line of Action, I think it's called, through a draw class that has a lot of great gesture drawing practices for, I guess, like you can do a minute for each gesture. I played around with that a lot for a few days, just basically doing that. So these are a lot of those where I try to do that. Gesture drawing freeform, gesture drawing practice with just hands. Just trying out some new paints. This is the painting I did with that second Citadel OC. I don't love how the coloring job turned out on this one, but I quite like the design, so I might change the background here a bit, and then it might still be good. I don't know. This was another iteration of that same painting. Drawing horses is hard, and I wanted to try. These are some other OCs. Then we get to Juno Steel and The Promised Land, which is the final one I've done so far. Also one of the most painful ones to do. This is our D&D characters. It's Reza again, and with Fleur, who is one of my friends' characters in that same campaign. We're doing each other's hair. It's cute. This is some hyenas from a picture I saw on Tumblr. I thought it would be fun to do. To finish it up, I kind of wanted to do like a callback to this first one. I did that again a year and a half later. I noticed now that this is a lot smaller than this is, so it might have been better to do this a bit bigger too. But yeah, I thought that was fun. And that's the end. Sorry for this over here. I don't have a tripod, so this is what my camera is resting on. I hope you liked this, and let me know if you want me to share more of my art with you. I will see you again at some point. Goodbye.